I'm Lamb Animal, and I'm here today to show you a tutorial of how to make bodies in Graffiti Kingdom. So I already started with a torso and a pair of legs before I decided to record this, so this is what it looks like so far. The upper body part is the first one I start with. It's always the first one I start to draw. So let me just get rid of the other things. And I always draw it from the side view, so you have to have the red arrow facing you. Just like tracing over where I drew. Pretty simple shape. And I drew in the pelvis from the front, so with the green arrow facing me. Your pelvis. And for the legs, I drew them from the side view, same as the upper body. And usually when I draw the legs, I put the foot in as well. Just helps it to walk more normally. I usually cover it with shoes in the end anyway. And let's put on some shoulders. I recently discovered that adding shoulders, this is from the front view by the way, facing the front, and I just put a joint right in the middle of the top, right where the blue arrow is coming out, just drawing some shoulders. This is typically the shape I make for them. Just helps the arms stick out better. So there we have it. Let's see. Shoulders, alright. And just to skinny them up a little. And now for the neck. I usually make the neck really, really long and have most of it sticking in the body. I decided to do this after a while because making them shorter makes the necks more of a diamond-like shape and it's really awkward, so what we need is a cylinder, so this is what it looks like now. And now for some arms. Just poke the very edge of the shoulders. And you have to be very clear to the game where the elbows are, or else you might end up making arms that have elbows where the wrists are, or something really weird like that. That's not what we want. That is if you're trying to make a normal person. Just copy and paste. And don't forget to check how your creation is working every once in a while to see if the parts you created are working the way you want them to. So that seems pretty good. This is actually I was actually making a Cheshire Cat with this character model. I always make a new model when I make a new character. You don't have to do that though. You can always recycle the same base template. So let's do the head. Make a really flat shape where the face is supposed to be. It'll be easier to draw the eyes on that way. And redo that part. There you go. And now we put in the nose and the chin. First let's fix that head. There you go. And poke the middle of it on the face. and start from inside the face and just make a little generally triangular-ish kind of teardrop-y shape. Okay, that's way wrong. That's more of like an ape face. Let's try that again. You'll encounter a lot of that when you're making your creatures. All I'm doing is just a lot of trial and error. Just widen that up. Try to match the face. Yep. That's about right. So our body is almost complete. And you can tell it barely took any of the crayon juice, so that's a good thing. Lots of room for all your extra stuff on the character. So now let's do the hands. Just poke it at the wrist there. And usually I use mitten hands because you don't see the hands very well, so I put the thumb in there and the palm. No fingers yet. Just set it to motionless. They don't need to do anything right now. Copy paste on the other side. And now for some fingers. Very simple fingers. And those seem a bit out of place, so let me just relocate them. Just move it up a little. That's better. So, for a character you're making that you know is going to be complicated, try not to give it fingers. That's just wasting your crayon juice. And so now I press delete display for the legs because they're kind of in the way. Seeing how it works. There we go. Put that leg back. And we're almost there. Now for some extra stuff, if it suits your character, give it some ears. I usually just make some random blobs there. It does the job. They don't need to be detailed at all. And last but not least, let's give him a little head of hair to start with. This is how I always start the hair. I put some on his scalp, give a bit at the bottom. Make sure that it's not touching the skull, or else the skull will be poking through. That's not what we want. Kind of got a like mohawk thing going there, just to thicken it up a bit. And there you have it. Now your body is ready for action. Ta-da! And here's my completed Cheshire Cat made with the exact same body I just showed you. Won't get into the details. It's let's leave that for another time. Plan mana out.